Before he was a tyrant, he was a child in chains. Before the mask, there was pain. Books of Doom reveals the true story of Victor Von Doom, the boy who challenged gods, the man who became a legend, and the villain who believed he could save the world, by ruling it. Victor Von Doom was born not in a palace, but in poverty. In the shadows of the Carpathian Mountains, in a small Romani village ruled by fear and oppression, Victor's life began with tragedy. His mother, a sorceress, was killed by Mephisto after making a pact to save her people. His father, a healer, died fleeing soldiers who blamed him for a noblewoman's death. Alone, orphaned, and filled with rage, Victor swore vengeance, not just on those who killed his parents, but on the world that allowed it. As a child, he began experimenting with science and mysticism, blending ancient magic with raw engineering skill. His makeshift lab became a place of genius and obsession. The villagers feared him, and rightfully so. For even as a boy, Victor wasn't dreaming of escape. He was dreaming of power. Victor's talent didn't go unnoticed. A scholarship brought him to the United States, to Empire State University, where he met a young genius named Reed Richards. They were rivals from the start. While Reed sought knowledge, Victor sought control. He built a machine to contact the dead, to free his mother's soul from hell. But pride blinded him. He ignored warnings. The experiment failed catastrophically, scarring his face and expelling him from the university. But Victor didn't break. He believed his scars were a sign of weakness leaving his body, and that science had betrayed him. Magic would not. From that moment, he began his transformation. No longer a student, no longer a man, but something greater, something darker. The mask was not a disguise. It was his true face. Exiled and furious, Victor traveled the world seeking forbidden knowledge. His path led him to a hidden monastery in the Himalayas. There, monks trained him in arcane rituals and ancient disciplines. He built his armor in solitude, piece by piece, pouring his pain and ambition into every bolt and spell. When he placed the searing hot mask on his still healing face, he screamed not in agony, but in triumph. Doom was born, not as a name, but as a destiny. He left the monastery not as a man scarred by failure, but as a sovereign soul determined to bend the world to his will. He believed only he could unite magic and science to save humanity, whether they wanted to be saved or not. Returning to Latveria, Victor found his homeland still under foreign rule. But the people remembered the healer's son. They saw not a tyrant, but a liberator. Doom led a rebellion with ruthless precision. He overthrew the corrupt monarchy, installing himself as ruler, not a king, but a god-emperor. He silenced dissent. He eliminated opposition. He built machines to enforce peace. Under Doom, Latveria became a land of order, technology, and fear. No one starved. No one spoke out. Children learned his name before the alphabet. To the world, he was a dictator. To Latveria, he was the only thing between them and chaos. Doom did not seek applause. He sought control, because he believed only through order could mankind be saved. Victor never forgot his mother. After solidifying power, he began his most dangerous quest, to descend into hell and confront Mephisto. Clad in armor enchanted for battle beyond life, Doom fought demons, resisted temptations, and faced the Lord of Lies himself. The battle was not of fists, but of will. Doom, through cunning and sacrifice, freed his mother's soul, though she wept at what he had become. He did not rejoice. He did not mourn. He simply nodded. Another mission complete. Another chain broken. He returned to Latveria as the man who defied hell and won. But somewhere deep beneath the armor, a child still searched for his mother's embrace. Doom never rested. He fought the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. He built time machines, alternate universes, even cloned gods. And every time he failed, he returned stronger. His greatest rival, Reed Richards, became his obsession, not out of hate, but because Reed represented a world that rejected Doom's vision. Victor didn't want to destroy Reed. He wanted to surpass him. To prove that intellect, when guided by force and destiny, was superior to compassion and doubt. Doom believed the world needed a single voice. A single vision. And only he had the courage to be that tyrant. There were times Doom achieved godhood. He wielded the power of the Beyonder. He remade Earth in his image. He held creation in his hands, and lost it all. Not because he wasn't strong enough, but because deep down, he feared he didn't deserve it. Doom's greatest enemy was never Richards, nor any hero. It was doubt. It was humanity. His moments of mercy, of guilt, were the cracks that undid empires. But even in defeat, he never begged. Never broke. Doom would fall, but always rise. For the world does not remember those who knelt. It remembers those who dared to rule. In the end, Doom speaks not of conquest, but of legacy. He tells his story so that when the world is gone, when heroes fade, and empires crumble, his voice will echo. He knows history may label him a monster. But in his mind, he was always the hero. The only one willing to make the hard choices. The only one with vision. Dr. Doom is not the villain of his tale. He is the architect of a better future the world refused to accept. And in the silence of his castle, as storms rage outside, Victor Von Doom writes his name into eternity, not with ink, but with iron. And that's another page in the Heroic Chronicles. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like and subscribe for more untold tales from the world of comics. There's always another hero, another villain, and another turning point waiting in the shadows. See you in the next chapter.